going on? Mike here at Codology. One of the questions that is asked a lot, and I see this a lot in different groups, is knowing some information, knowing some programming, and not knowing what to do next. So, in this specific example, someone had asked, I know some JavaScript backend, I know front end, however, I cannot build anything. And I struggle with some of the syntax and things like that, and I'm just having trouble, actually taking all that and making something other than like to do or a quiz app or something like that. And this is a very common question, and it runs for any languages. JavaScript obviously is one of the more popular ones, so you see a lot for that. Same goes for Python. And the solution to this, the best solution for this, I should say, is just build something. Take an idea and then just run with it. There is a website called Ideas Watch. If you look at this here, ideaswatch.com, you could go on, you could just look at some ideas, city parking finder, flirt alert, which I have no idea what that idea would be. Things like that. Don't eat alone. So eat with a stranger, why not? But you get the idea. Just take an idea and make an app. Now, one of the common questions is, oh, well, I don't know anything, so how do I get started? That kind of thing. So the easiest way to do it is, let's say, pick a language. Let's say React. React is pretty popular. If you want to get deployed with JavaScript, something like that, you're going to go with React. So let's see, how do I start React app? And you'll get, there it is, create React app. You can start with that. Go down, you run npx or npm yarn, whatever you use, create React app, my app, cd, npm start. That will actually start your app, and then you have a working app. And then you just go from there. You start Googling your issues. You'll see Stack Overflows and blogs and things like that, how to start. If you are afraid to really just dive in like that, there are other places that you can go. Codecademy is always a big one. Start this up where this one in particular is the paid program. You will make like 2-3 apps. I think it's like $200 or something like that. It's social, so you have like Slack, and you can learn with other people in your cohort. They have advisors that you can get help from, so that kind of thing. So it actually is a pretty good investment. It costs you a couple $100. But this is like one of the starter apps that you make, which I think is pretty cool. And you make a couple other apps. I think there's like a Spotify app you make, that kind of thing. So that is an option. The nice thing about Codecademy too is if you do have the Pro, which is $20 a month, I think, you have access to all the courses. I think the React one is free, so you can go through and get some of the basics, and you make a freeform project. So you do make a project, which is pretty sweet. So that is an option as well. And then there are other sites. There's the code schools and tree houses, things like that. I found this the other day, designcode.io, which you actually go through and make the app that you're actually looking at. So you make this is all React right here. So you make that with the React animations, and he actually goes through and shows you all the how to get started with that. And it is kind of a quick deep dive. Well, not deep dive, but it's a quick dive, so you're not really handheld. So there's going to be a lot of points where you don't really know what's going on, but you're kind of doing it. But that's going to happen a lot when you're doing code and you're learning code, is you're going to start doing things without fully understanding it, but you're going to get enough to get through it. And then as you keep on doing it and then repeat and Google things, you'll find yourself learning and retaining a lot of the knowledge. And, oh yeah, I know how to use this arrow function now, that kind of things. There is a 7-day trial with this one, which I do like. And after that, it's only $9 a month. A lot of his other courses are kind of geared towards Mac programs and designers. So if you did want to get into that, you could. Another good site, JavaScript 30 vanilla JavaScript projects in 30 days. So this one is kind of cool because it takes you back to the basics. There's no libraries, no frameworks, anything like that. You're doing plain JavaScript, and you make some pretty basic apps. You can see them here, where you're doing like you got your checklist there, your clock. So this is kind of cool. This is really one of those beginner type things where you're not really making a full app, but you are learning, JavaScript in different areas, different situations, which is just pretty cool as well. Let's see what else is there. There's Safari Online or Safari Books Online, which is a book website. Just see, is that right? Eh? So let's go to Safari Books Online. I like this site a lot because it has tons and tons and tons, like thousands of books. You can type whatever subject you want to get into. So say you want to do React. See, there's just tons of books. These are all the video courses, so they do have video courses, and then the ones without that have just the books, which I personally do like a lot of the books because video sometimes I get bored, I fall asleep, whereas books I can kind of do my own thing, read different sections. Um, I do recommend the site. I think it has like a 7-day trial or something like that if you want to check it out. I think after that it's like $40 a month, which is a little steep, but it's cheaper than going out and buy like one of these books will cost you $40. So I see a lot of people who are shy away from spending money, but if you want to make a career of it, you gotta make an investment. So something like this, it's $40 a month or whatever. Is not that bad. $40 a month, $400 a year. I would do the monthly. I would start with a try. I think there's no 10-day free trial right there. So do a 10-day trial and check it out. Find some books, make some apps, that kind of thing. One more recommendation is JavaScript is Sexy, which is a great website for learning. Back to learning basic JavaScript if you feel like you haven't learned a lot of the fundamentals, you're missing Xantex, things like that, then JavaScript Sexy is the place to go. Learn a lot of stuff. There are tons of other things like Udemy, which I have mixed feelings about Udemy because a lot of people, or Udemy, I don't know how you pronounce it. Some people love it and get through the courses, and other people never get through them. I personally have bought, when I was learning, I bought hundreds of courses. Not like some of them were free, obviously, but I literally have, I think, like 220 courses or something like that, and I've bought over the years. This is over several years, but I think I've only completed maybe like 3 or 4 of them, and a lot of them are like 70%, 30%. So I basically pick and choose different areas of each one, but it's a cheap investment. Like you can always find a coupon code and never spend more than like $12 on a course, which is pretty cool. And you'll find some really good ones that do have some. If you really want to just make something, I would recommend going through there. There's this guy called Coding Revolution, I believe. There it is. Coding Revolution, and I haven't actually, obviously, I just bought it just because I really like the way he does. But he does, a couple projects, 3 projects here, and they're actually like full projects where you're making like, let's see, you're making full-on websites, which I really like. So like you can see the background there, and he goes through everything. But again, like I said, going through and actually doing the work and slowly, and sometimes it works, sometimes other times it doesn't for some people. So I would really personally just dive into some code, that kind of thing. So those are some ideas for you. So yeah, those are some kind of ideas to fuck. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So those are some ideas if you want to get into, further your learning, get past that roadblock of I don't know this, I don't know that, I can't build anything. If you need some help, feel free to leave a comment. You can message me at mike@codelegend.com, and I can help you get past this point, give you some recommendations personally in your situation, that kind of thing. If you did like this video, you found it useful, give a like. You can also subscribe, as I plan on making my own coding tutorials and things like that. I'm trying to make them as interactive as possible so you don't fall asleep, but we'll see what we get. I think the first things that we're going to dive into is some Flexbox. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you out there coding. if you make something cool, remember old Mike, send me a link. I'll check it out. All right. Happy coding.